What's up, guys? This is the crypto market update. It's Tuesday, July 11th. It's 10:54 a.m. And we're going to start off with the bond yields. So bond yields so far are getting rejected at that key level around 4.09%. We're right back down to 3.99%. We want to see us break below this 3.958%. And then we'll likely come back down and test this fib overlap zone. The goal would be to break back down below this fib overlap zone. And then we have this trend line coming up like this. So that would be a break of the trend line. Likely would come down, test 3.6%. And that would be the deciding moment. So right now I do see bond yields are kind of cooling off. We saw that sell tag come in right here. We have the buy tag right here. So I'm pretty well at calling it. Go to the 3-day chart. 3-day chart, we're starting to see the stock RSI cross down. TSI still needs to come, stock RSI needs to come down. So I would want to see by the end of this week, us back below that 3.95%. Yep, 3.95. And for us to come back down, revisit some of these levels and not break up rapidly here. You look at the dollar, it's everything that we were saying in our Sunday markets look ahead video. We see on the weekly chart, we broke down from that key level over there. And if we look at the stock RSI, we're now officially crossing down below it. We need to see this be confirmed by the end of this week. With the weekly candle, we want to see this right now, what we're seeing. So this is a good sign that on the weekly chart, we're seeing the momentum come down for the dollar. And when the dollar goes down, cryptos go up. So that's looking pretty good right now. And then the TSI is crossing over and the MACD is curling in. So that's pretty solid. If we look from this low to this high, we ultimately want to come down and break 101.60. If we can do that with a weekly candle body close below it, it's game on. We'll come down. We'll retest this 200 moving average. And if we can break below that, it's see you later. It's see you later, and then cryptos go on a massive melt up. Look at the 2-week chart. We're seeing the 2-week chart, the stock RSI cross down, and the TSI is getting below that zero line. So like even on a 2-week chart, on a macro time frame, we're now seeing the 2-week TSI go below. Last time that happened was July 2020, and now we're 3 years later. What happened July of 2020? We broke down from that critical support, and we tanked in the dollar. And cryptos went on their massive run. So this is all shaping up to look very, very nice. Very, very nice with the dollar and what we've been expecting this whole time. We just need to break that 101.16 and then we're golden. So that's what I'm looking at for that. If I go on the daily chart and we kind of look at some of the lower time frames to see if we're kind of trying to save, the dollar trying to save itself. Stock RSI, the TSI on the 1 day came up to the zero line, got rejected, came back down. MACD's flip red. Stock RSI is curling over. If you look at the 12-hour, we just got a buy tag. That may be a cause for concern, but as long as the stock RSI is not crossing up back through that 50 line, we're good. We're good. TSI is crossed down, is nosediving right now. So far, so good. And we have this trend line coming down like this, acting as a resistance like that. And we're at it right now. So we're going to see whether we're going to break up, break down, continue going down here at the end of the day today. If we look at the 6-hour chart, yep, we're still below. We have a 6-hour pair to buy soon. That's okay. As long as the stock RSI maintains below the 50 line, we're still primed for more downside. So that's all good there. We check in on our Altseason chart when we're going to have Altseason. We're on the weekly and we have massive sell warnings. We have a ton of sell warnings. Then we have, just like last time in 2020, we had sell warnings. Then when we got that sell now, huge Altseason. We just got a sell tag from the SS Star G8 indicator. And we have the sell warnings from the Stargate signals indicator. And we're very, very close to flashing a sell now, which to me would indicate we're heading into a massive Altseason. We look at the 5-day chart, we have sell warnings. We look at the 6-day, we have sell warnings. So we have one on the weekly, the 6-day, the 5-day, the 4-day, and the 3-day, and we already got the sell now tag that flashed on the last 3-day candle. All we need to see is just some follow through. We can see some follow through, us break this 80.5% level. We're going to come down and retest this zone. But even something as small as this break the other day. So let me hide this right here. When we broke this EMA ribbon here and we fell like that, just something small. That's when we saw some select altcoins hit 40%, 30% up. And there was just a small select few. But if we can come down and break this moving average, the 200 moving average, and really go into this downtrend, then we're going to see across the board alts really see a lot of green. We have this trend line like this, kind of doing a head and shoulders right now. Like this, we got a shoulder, head, shoulder. If we can break this neckline, we'll come down, retest this 200 moving average on the 6 hour. But ultimately, if we can break that 200 moving average on the 6 hour, I would say we're heading into a massive alt season. So that's our chart that we look at to know when we're going to go into alt season. And on the 1 day, we're showing momentum to the downside, 2 day momentum to the downside, 3 day momentum to the downside. So the tides are turning. The tides are turning right now. So it's getting very exciting, very promising right now. So that's what we're watching there. Bitcoin dominance on the 2 week chart has sell warnings. On the 1 week has sell warnings. And we're at the 200 moving average. The 12 day has sell warnings. 10 day has sell warnings. 6 day has sell warnings. 5 day has sell warnings. 4 day has sell warnings. 3 day probably flashes sell now. Oh, not yet. Getting very close to it. The 2 day probably flashes sell now. Nope. Getting close to it there too. All we need is just that small little pull down. It's game on. I think we're going to see it. We're going to know by today or tomorrow whether we're going to get this sell now on the 2 day for Bitcoin dominance, which will spill into this chart for the alt seasons. That will be very promising if we can see that sell now coming on Bitcoin dominance. Momentum is heading down though. If we look at Bitcoin right now, we're at 30,540. And we reclaimed back above these 786s around 30,187, 30,344. So that's very good that we got back above there. But I really want to see us get back above 30,800. Kind of get above some of these candle bodies right over here. So let me hide the fib forecast for a sec. Let's go on a 1 day chart. Yeah, getting above 30,700, 30,750 would be pretty solid as far as there's only just a couple candle bodies above there. And that was when we spiked up and then immediately spiked back down. So getting some consecutive candle body closes above 30,800 would be solid in my book for more upside. We want to see the 1 day stock RSI cross up. We're not quite there yet. If we look at the 12-hour chart, this is going to be our golden key. If we see that 12-hour stock RSI get above the 50 level, then we're game on for another big push up. Last time we did that was June 15th. And that was when we had our big, massive push up. Then as soon as we crossed down the stock RSI on the 12-hour right here, we just gone sideways. So us getting back above that 50 line in the stock RSI on the 12-hour chart will signal to me another big, massive push up. And then that would coincide with the TSI crossing up and the MACD. And we're above the 0 line, which means we're in bullish, positive territory. So, and we're above the 50 line in the RSI. So that would signal to me we're going to have another rally, and we're above the super guppy. Where do we need to take out? We take that high down to the low here. We need to get above 31,150. If we can do that, then we can, and hold bodies above it, then we can start to target the extensions like 32,500 to 32,700, 34,700. We can start targeting up there. But for now, we need to see in the next 8 hours and 56 minutes, the stock RSI show that momentum to the upside on the 12-hour. If you look at XRP, on the left side, we have the USD chart. On the right side, we have XRP to Bitcoin. We're on the 1 day chart for XRP USD, and we're getting close to flipping this MACD to green, the TSI crossing up. We need to see that. We're not quite there yet, but we're very close. And we would want to maintain holding. If I go to the 9 hour chart, if we pull down here, we want to maintain holding 46.67. And for the short term, 47.24. If we can hold those in the short term, then we're going to give a rally up to around 48 cents. And then 48.25 is really what, if we can get above, then we're primed to get back to the 50s. We got a 9 hour buy now signal that flashed. We don't have a 12 hour prepare to buy soon. If we look at the 12 hour though, we did cross up in the momentum. We're above the 200 moving average. If we look at the 1 day chart, we're above the 200 moving average. So we just need some follow through here. And then for us to get above the RSI and the 50 line. So not yet, very close. And how can we gauge when we're going to do it? We got to look at XRP to Bitcoin on the right side. We have 1 day prepare to buy soons. We have 2 day prepare to buy soons. Do we have 3 days? No, we don't have 3 day prepare to buy soon. But on the fib forecaster, we're right on it. The 786, that overlap. So we've cooled off with XRP to Bitcoin. We have hidden bullish divergence because we have a low and then a lower low, but we have an equal low here. And even here, low, lower low, equal low. So we're really gearing up for a massive explosive move out of XRP. If we look at the daily chart, we're still holding this right here. To get that 1 day buy now, all we need to see is stock RSI crossed up, check, but the TSI cross up, and we have that right now. So all it's going to take is for us to have a little bit of a push up and close the candle here nicely so we can get that vertical blue buy now signal to come in. So very, very close. And we've already kind of on this move right here, we have this trend line like this. We're holding as support at the moment. But if we do pull down, we have this low to this high up here. I'd want to see us hold 0.01533, which is just like literally a small move, like 1%, 1.5% against Bitcoin. So I think across the board, we're getting very, very close. We just need to watch those drivers, the bond yields maintain steady, the dollar to roll down, this Bitcoin, Ethereum dominance, USDC, USDT to roll over, Bitcoin dominance to roll over, Bitcoin to stay flat or head up, XRP USD to have some momentum coming here on the 1 day chart. And then for us to flash a 1 day buy now, 2 day buy now, and XRP to Bitcoin, then it's game on. I know Avalanche, as far as some short-term opportunity plays, and then Litecoin, we're waiting on that Litecoin happening first week of August. I think we're still in for some more upside here. So we're just waiting for a 1 day cross up for Litecoin here. 12-hour chart, if you look at that, we're getting close. So I think we're getting close to another big move across the board for the crypto market at large. If we look at the 9-hour chart for Litecoin, we have a prepare to buy soon. So just waiting for that 9-hour buy now to flash, and we're golden. So that's going to be it, guys. That's it for the crypto market update today. If we do pull down on Bitcoin, I want to see us hold that 30K, that 30K region. We have the 50 moving average coming up here. We have the candle bodies right there as well too. Like 29,850, 30K is our level to hold if we pull back down. And that's the 786. So I'll take this low to this high up here. Yeah, right here, 30,786. We need to hold that. If we don't, we're going to come down to like 28,500, 29,000, around that ballpark area. But I think right now we have the momentum to start heading up. We just need to see fall through by the end of the day today, those cross ups. So it's going to be a critical day. Crypto's at a crossroads. We're going to be tracking in the Discord. Link will be in the bio. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. So I'll see you in the next one and in the Discord.